Hey guys, I'm Bella, here with Eddie again, in the same outfit. Guys.
It is a different day. Both. I'm just kidding.
Sorry guys, I can't. Dude, you know how many times my friends will tell me Bella would never survive in a zombie apocalypse?
Why is that?
Because of my laugh, and then because they're like, bro, they always know where we at.
I feel like a zombie would be walking like, and then they like fart or something, and then you just laugh. You're like, be quiet. And
be quiet.
And you're just like laughing hysterically. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh I would. Yeah. Anyways, wait. The podcast topic today is social media.
Cool.
That's a
heavy subject.
That's a heavy one.
So if you were part of the last podcast we did, which focused on like Gen Z and doomsday, essentially, is what it boiled down to. We also kind of touched base on social media a little bit. Mm-hmm. So social media.
Brain rot.
Changed everything. It's my job. Part of my job.
Part of my job too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we mean by social media?
Mostly like social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, but we can also mean YouTube, maybe, I don't know, other platforms that have long content.
Yeah.
More like,
would you say like Netflix or like streaming apps?
Yeah, we might touch on that
a
little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think streaming is also a big issue.
Yeah.
Part of the
maybe
whole.
Like Discord or anything like you can.
Yeah, because you're more like, that's more of like, let's get the band together and
got it.
Talk, even though we can't be together physically.
We're not sharing like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's the reason why social media is kind of toxic is because we're saying like, look at me, this is my life. I'm doing so great, or whatever the case.
Awesome, and then behind the screen,
FOMO.
It's like I'm depressed. I'm dealing with anxiety. I'm not communicating in a healthy way with people, and it's like Eddie and I could be right next to each other, and I'm like on my phone, and we're sending each other reels when it's like we could be having a conversation,
right?
You know?
Yeah. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So let's focus on.
I think we have a starting point.
What's the starting point? Okay.
I'm like, there's a starting point.
Yes.
I know where it happened. 2020, the global pandemic. I actually wrote a paper on this for my English class.
Wait, what started at 2020? Social media?
No. I know social media didn't start in 2020, but okay. I think the rapid progression of just going into now brain rot and where people don't even know how to have conversations was 2020.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Explain.
So I say it's a theory, but really I think it's been scientifically backed up already at this point. So basically, as we know, we do have to talk about it. 2020, there was a global pandemic of COVID-19. Everyone was forced into their homes. Not forced. Forced is a strong word. But everyone was advised to stay in their homes so they wouldn't get sick. With being in our homes, we ended up being like, how long were we inside for? Like almost a year? Like it was
at least. Yeah,
it was a really long time. Whoa, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't really feel like I was stuffed because I lived in like a farm area, so I could go outside and just like be on a property and feel like I was just still alive, which is not as fortunate as many other people. A lot of people were just stuck. But within being stuck, because we couldn't see family members as often as we wanted to, that began a really big feeling of everyone like being, I don't know, like social interaction. They were like, I'm lacking social interaction. I haven't seen my family in years. Some people were stuck in other countries. Like, you know, it was just a very deep longing for connection. And we couldn't have that. Like, it was like strongly advised against. Like, they were like, do not talk to anybody. Do not be close to anyone. Like, this was, you know, six feet apart, 6 feet apart. Like, you can't even, you know. Distance was major. So within that, we already had social media. Everyone was already sharing stuff on social media, but people decided to take to social media even more because they were like, you know what? This is a great way for me to be with my friends, even though we can't physically be in each other's company. So I'm going to share a video that I saw, or I'm going to, you know, maybe talk to them a little bit more on Instagram. Maybe I'm going to tweet my random thoughts a little bit more, you know, snap streaks. I don't know why people do that. But, you know, just like keeping up with people as much as possible via social media.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, So I will agree on some points of those, because I feel like once the pandemic hit, like, it was make or break with technology, especially social media. So
that's true. And a lot of people were trying to keep their jobs alive, which is fair.
Right. But,
you know, it was kind of like, do I keep my job? Do I lose my job? Or do I, which I don't think a lot of people thought about, do I contribute to an issue that is going to arise later?
Right. You know, and you didn't, that wasn't, I guess, a lot of people's focus at the time, whether you were, you know, at the bottom of the totem pole, like just an average human being, or you were, you know, at the top as a corporation or company or, you know, a billionaire that makes a lot of decisions on what happens next. A lot of companies, you know, because of business and because of communication, they adapted to social media and online culture and making sure that people were able to connect, you know, through Zoom or Discord, Slack, all of these apps, and then Instagram, Facebook, and all that. TikTok became like it just
huge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because before it was just dancing, and then like once the pandemic hit, it was like the information churner for a lot of people.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
So it advanced social media in a way it hadn't before. And
I mean, it was like completely unpredictable the way everything was just kind of happening. It was such a, I mean, because we were already like, well, we're stuck in the house. Like, we don't know what to do. And then everything just kind of like boomed for film, which is awesome in a sense. But like I said, no one was expecting to where we are now.
Yeah. And for us, like, you know, our generations, for the most part, we were already adapted to technology so much. So it's like a no-brainer for us to open up Zoom or something like that, you know. But for older generations, like baby boomers, Gen X, some of those...
it's been a struggle.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, it was harder to adapt. And like you were saying earlier, it's like with the distance that was created with the pandemic and with the ability to just, like, do all these gestures or, like, use this technology to free will, it really created that divide between people of older generations and the newer generations.
Yeah.
So... Yeah. So
free will was crazy in the pandemic.
So would you say that, like, what was your first experience with social media? Like, what was the app that, like, got you going?
I think it was Instagram. Maybe Snapchat.
And
something.
When was that?
I want to say, like, end of middle school, like 7th, 8th grade, and then, like, freshman year. I was already, like, pretty used to Instagram and Snapchat.
Were you used to phones?
Yes, I was used to phones. Yeah, the iPhone was already a big rage, so that was weird. Dude, can you believe kids, like, go like this now? Because they don't know what the...
Right, yeah. There's no buttons.
There's no buttons, yeah. And I saw those because my sisters were born in the 90s.
I was going to ask about your sisters. Like, were they into social media before you were? Or did they try to get you into, like, videos or Vines and stuff like that?
They were aware of the shenanigans, but they were still, like, offline, I guess, because they were like, we don't really know what's going on. We know of technology, but, like, we're still, like, hanging, you know?
Were Vines popular with you or with your friends?
Vines were popular later.
Because
we had, like, archive access.
Okay, so you watched, like, their compilations.
Yeah, I watched the compilations and stuff. I wasn't on Vine at the time. And my sisters weren't either, but they were aware. So they, like, that they started picking up. And then once I joined with social media, like, they, like, you know. So they, Having a Gen Z sister and millennial sisters is like such a weird dynamic because they always say I keep them cool, but nah.
For me, I wasn't on Vine, but I was well aware. I think like that it's been interesting for that sense of just seeing all these people like know about Vine, whether you're like a millennial or Gen Z. But I don't think I've ever met anybody who was on Vine actively. Like, I don't know any of the Vine celebrities or anything like that, but they happened.
It's crazy. Some of them did transition to YouTube, so I
Right,
knew
yeah.
who they were,
Mhm.
but I've never met anyone who was like,
They've just always been kind of like celebrities or like memes.
Yeah. Memes for sure.
Yeah.
Like always, I don't know. Like, dude, lately I've seen like random people who like pop up from like big, TikToks and Vines and all that and Musical.ly, and like they'll be like, yeah, like that was my video or like that was my meme, and I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And we'll get back to that, but like let's go back to the conversation on phones. So like we did have an interesting conversation like a week or two ago, but about your sisters, because you and I, like, we're very much like put me in front of the camera, let me be behind the camera.
Yeah.
It's no big deal,
Hence.
Just very comfortable.
Very comfortable,
But,
yeah.
like, it can vary because, like, one of your sisters doesn't like being filmed, right?
No. She's cool if I film her for my YouTube, but she's very, like, I have to get her approval for what she's doing on camera because she has like a giant fear of going viral for something, and that's so valid because I understand that we're in public, but like, man, dude, why are you recording someone doing something?
Right.
It's weird. It's an invasion of privacy. I completely understand people asking you to delete a video. And I get it, unfortunately. I get why it's funny. I'm like, oh, yeah, that seems silly to do. But, like, knowing that could actually be very detrimental to someone's life, and like they could either think it's really funny or they could be like, I'm so embarrassed, I can't believe millions upon millions upon millions of people have seen me make a fool of myself, is really heartbreaking. And like, it's just a harsh reality of the pros and cons of social media.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
it's created like some fear, and both, like FOMO, fear of missing out, or fear of embarrassment.
A fear of embarrassment, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
because you literally go viral for anything.
For anything. Oh, girl.
But do you have those fears? Like,
I mean, I could, because I do a lot of silly stuff, but I like being my silly self. It would be definitely like a huge bummer to like do something I'm doing and then people are commenting like, oh my gosh, she's so annoying. I hate her laugh. She's such a loud personality. I get it. I know I'm loud for a lot of people, but like, I just have a tendency to be a little bit more lax about it because I'm like, one, I don't know these people. Two, these people are behind a screen. If they were in front of me, I doubt that they would actually have the confidence to say something to my face. No one ever does. And that's also another harsh reality of social media, is that like everyone says whatever they want and they don't pay those consequences.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, y'all gotta watch what you're saying. Like, there is statistic upon statistic upon statistic about how people get cyberbullied and, get to low points. So
yeah, it's easier to be incognito and everywhere at once. Like, you can create like a burner account and then just be able to, and if you don't know what that is, a burner account is creating like a fake account or just an unnamed account where it's not attached to you at all. And you use that account to message people, stalk people, whatever you want to do with it, because like it's a completely unknown identity. So yeah,
it's like a ghost,
right?
A ghost profile.
Yeah, and like you couldn't do it in person like you can do it online. So yeah, it's more immediate cyberbullying, bullying in general.
Yeah.
Have you experienced cyberbullying?
I have, actually. Yeah. Had no idea who the person was. Like, I posted something, and it was about graduation and senior year, and I talked about how like I cried during my portfolio, which is like we had to present to the board of my high school like what we learned from high school and whether or not it was actual like valid to our future. And what we were going to do with our high school diploma, like if we were going to, you know, pursue other things.
Got it.
And yeah, I just like, I remember I posted a couple of photos from high school and I was like, yay, like, you know, a little embarrassed, but I can't believe I cried during my portfolio. And it wasn't just me. I heard a lot of my friends or like other people in my class also cried. And this random person, no idea who they were. I like tried to see if anyone knew who they were, and they started commenting like, oh my gosh, like, you're so embarrassing. I can't believe you cried. Like other comments that I don't want to bring up. But I was really confused because I was like, I don't know who you are. I don't know how you're associated to my school. And a lot of my friends were like, whoa. And then I think another experience was my ex. My friends found out that he was tweeting a bunch of stuff about me, and his girlfriend at the time was doing the same. And like, they took screenshots and they sent them to me. And I was like, girl, if you are that petty to be doing stuff and tweeting about me behind my back, like, just say it to my face, man.
True.
I know you hate me. You know I don't like you like that. Like, it's mutual disagreement.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know. So it was just like things that I obviously was able to like brush off my shoulders, but they were at the time like very serious because I was like, whoa, like there's an actual human behind the screen typing these things out, deliberately trying to make me feel a certain way. Like, that's scary.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. And both, you know, people you knew and people you didn't know were, you know.
I was like, what is going on? I will say, Twitter, scariest platform.
Yeah.
The scariest.
Yeah.
You get beat up there. Like, straight up. No one cares. Everyone knows that there's a person behind the screen, and they're like, yeah, you go, you tell them.
Yeah, that is like the Wild West.
Yeah.
And it hasn't really gotten any better. I think if anything, it's got worse because now it's X. But
No.
I was never big on Twitter. Like, I had accounts, and then sometimes I would go on there because I would see so many memes or so many things come out of Twitter, and I'm like, well, I gotta like at least check it out. I wanted to do like firsthand experience, but I never went on it too much. And then every time I would, like you said, it was just like either like a lot of trash or a lot of hate. And, you know, I just wanted something like Tumblr because like Tumblr was like my favorite thing to do. Like,
yeah. I felt like Tumblr was like the most like niche girl, like, I want to say like Lana Del Rey type of.
Yeah,
That's what Tumblr was. And it was like a little scary sometimes because there were some people who were severely depressed on there. But it was also kind of like, yeah. But it was also like people are able to express themselves.
Right.
And that was different. Pinterest, that's always been my favorite. That place is chill.
Yep, exactly.
That place is chill.
Yeah, so like Pinterest, Tumblr, Instagram used to be that way, but not anymore.
Yeah,
but though, like, they're gone are the days of those kind of platforms where it's just very passive, fun, cute. Yeah, because like just like TV, we're fueled by like emotions and ratings. At least maybe not like us personally, but like corporations and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Everything is all about. Yeah, like how many views can we get? Can we promote our business? Is the business doing well? Is it booming? No. Okay, let's you know,
pick it up.
Yeah. And it's like, whoa, you know. And so to kind of like wrap it up a little bit, now we're just at the peak where we're like pure brain rot, pure like no one's talking to each other, no one knows how to socialize. Like that was a thing when I was bringing up COVID about how like my friends and I, when we came back, we literally all admitted to each other, we were like, we don't know how to talk. I don't know how to talk to you guys. Like, I'm talking. Different. Yeah, I'm talking in slang more than normal.
Yeah,
and
not a lot of eye contact.
Not a lot of eye
just
contact.
Like reaching for your phone or
reaching for your phone,
trying to find something to do.
Yeah, and like teachers. Ooh, man, teachers are the true warriors of this country because literally what? Like they had to deal with COVID. They had to deal with students that didn't want to talk to them, students who had no idea how to express themselves. And like, man, dude, like the amount of younger generation of like, they have no manners. They don't want to talk. They won't even like say like when they go into restaurants, like, oh, hey, how are you? Super disruptive, super like energy. Like I get having a good time, but like, there is a very thin line of having a good time and being disrespectful, you know? And, like, that is where we're at. Just, like, complete disrespect.
And it's funny you say that because, like, I feel like older generations are just like that, too. Because you have, like, a lot of rude older generations, whether it's because of confused or because of frustration with the world or whatever the case, you know. So I definitely see older generations being just as problematic as young people too, but yeah, like I mean, it is like a lot more prevalent these days.
Yeah, because they're just so like loud,
right? Know? Yeah, like everybody's up in arms because you know, again, sensationalized. You know, and then of course you're probably gonna get embarrassed online because someone's recording you because you are blowing up in the grocery store or something.
Yep.
So
I mean, come on, there was the term conned. Don't be a Karen. And it's like that's because people were recording people blowing up.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's crazy. Like, I feel bad for Karens. Like, I mean, but typically, Karens are the ones.
Dude, and then it's like a thing. If you're named Karen, everyone's like, oh, I'm not like that. And I'm like,
right.
Oh, we won't see it until you're mad. So just
change the whole.
And that's, social media has a huge effect on just literally anything.
Yeah.
Like, you think... Man, you think you got something good, and then like you put it on social media, and it's like it is out to the dogs, dude. It is pure war on social media. So
what can we do with this? I have a few points, but
I also have a few points.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go.
Take it away.
So first off, social media is part of my job. It's always going to be like that, and I don't mind that. It can be a lot, but you gotta have moderation. So.
Have a little bit of tough skin.
Yeah, have tough skin. Like, do things online that you want to do for yourself to feel better. Some people might put down others, and that makes them feel better. I don't recommend that because you're fueling something else internally that is just creating a huge hole in your heart.
Oh, yeah.
So be comfortable with yourself. Be comfortable enough that you don't have to post anything on social media. Like, I love photography. I love shooting videos. I love all of that. I have so many photos and things that I took for myself that I don't post online. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But
that is nice too.
Yeah,
that's nice.
But to me, it's like something like I keep close to me because it's like, I don't know, like Patrick in his box, like when he's just like laughing in his box, like that's me. Like, no, it's a secret to me, and it's important.
Yeah.
So
definitely finding a safe space for sure.
Yeah, don't read a book every once in a while or do something.
Read the book. Read the Bible.
Like
that's better.
Yeah. Or just sit, like literally go outside, sit on a patio.
As a lot of people say, touch some grass.
Yeah, touch grass. Like,
for real.
Really. I know it's cliche to say that sometimes.
A little funny.
But it really does change your whole perspective on things. And that's speaking from a guy who spent 14 hours a day at a gate check with no one else in the desert.
Man.
So it changes your life for the better.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Just, it's hard, especially when you're trying to do such things out of your own strength. But, like, I think we've reached a point where either you're too far gone with the way you spend time on social media, or there's still hope for you. There's always hope in Christ Jesus, let me say. But there's probably still some hope for you to just actually take the videos that are inspiring you, because I know a lot of people who are on TikTok are just constantly inspired. Don't overstimulate yourself. If you're inspired, stop right there. Go out on a run. If the guy that you were watching was going on a jog and you were like, that's so cool, he's training to do a marathon. You know what? You go do the same thing. Like, you need to stop scrolling and definitely start. And this is a message to me too, because I catch myself scrolling a lot too. So it's just like, take time out of your day to realize I need to have a break. I need to go outside. Maybe I need to go give my dog a walk. Maybe I need to have a genuine conversation with my mom or my dad or my brother or my sister or whoever is closest to you. Like, maybe instead of playing a game and sending each other reels, we can actually hang out and go have fun. Go to an arcade. Some of you maybe don't have cars or don't have money. But even just like being in the presence of another human, no phones, is enough.
Yeah.
That is enough, quite literally. It's been scientifically proven. And I know I say that a lot, but you start looking up some articles, you look at the science, humans need to be interacting with each other. So
yes,
go hug someone, specific, maybe preferably someone you know.
3 hugs a day. 3 hugs a day.
3 hugs a day. For how long? Like 5 seconds minimum?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So try, guys. I have little faith in my generation, but you know what, guys? There's faith nonetheless. So just try, please.
I have faith in Gen Z. I know it might be weird to think, but I do have a lot of faith in Gen Z. I love Gen Z. So.
Yeah, whatever. I'm in the thick of it.
You're like tripping them.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
All right, but yeah. Good talk.
I think it was good. I think there was a lot of stuff we didn't cover that I'm sure you guys just already had plenty of conversation in your head for. So we hope you enjoyed. This was the second different day, same outfit.
Yeah.
Please come back to the Talon Podcast. We have one more episode for you this semester after these 2. So we're rooting for you.
Yep.
Just try. Bye.
All right, bye.